you so we don't hear the background noise. And I'll keep an eye out in case someone pops in. All right. Well, let's go ahead. Oh, I saw her. Oh, there she is. All right. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and warm up the bodies. And let's start with our shoulders. And we'll do some big circles here. Really rotating up, dropping them down. You want to feel that stretch across the back and across the front. And go ahead and switch direction. And we'll do one more full circle all the way around and go ahead and drop down. Nice. Let's do our arms now. I'm going to do one arm at a time. So I'm actually going to scoot over so I've got plenty of room here. And do really big swooping arm circles and go ahead and let that body turn. So as I'm doing this circle, I'm getting a little bit of my body warmed up. So my spine is twisting too. And kind of notice how close your arm is to your ear as you go up. Our goal is to bring in some flexibility. And so if your arm is out here, that's okay. Just know that our goal is to get it just a little closer. And I know some of us have had some injuries or stiffness in the shoulder. And let's change direction. And I'm going to let this hand rest. I'm going to do the other side. So I'm going to scoot over so I've got plenty of room. And let's go ahead and do those arm circles this direction. And go ahead and again, let that body kind of twist. And I notice that this side doesn't get quite as close. I've got a little bit more space. This shoulder seems a little stiffer. And I'm going to stop and change direction. Again, I let my body move just a little bit. That way my spine gets warmed up. Nice. One more full circle all the way around. Then we'll go ahead and rest. Oh, here comes Josephine. All right. Let's go ahead and get the necks warmed up. I'm going to go ahead and keep my body nice and stable. So I keep my hands, oh, here comes Chris too. So I keep my hands on my knees and I'm just going to go ahead and look to the left and look to the right. And that way I'm just warming up these muscles on the neck as they connect to the shoulder. And one last time, both directions. And bring your head back to center. Let's look up and down. And as you look up, extend that chin, feel that stretch all the way down the chest. And look down. I clench my teeth when I sleep, so my jaw is always tight. That stretch feels good. One last time, looking down and up. And head comes back to center. Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and start warming up the torso now. I'm going to do my cat-cow. So my hands are going to rest on my knees. I'm going to pull my body forward, arching, and then pushing back and rounding that back. And do this nice and slow. Really try to articulate each little vertebra as it moves up and down. Let's do it one more time in both directions. And go ahead and bring that body upright. Nice. All right. So we're going to get that spine going in circles now. And let's go ahead. I have my hands on my knees, but you can put them on your wrist. On your hips. And go ahead and just visualize those rib cages lifting up as you make circles. So this is warming up the spine, but now we're actually engaging those hips too. Nice big circles. And I'm going to stop and change direction. This is a really good stretch so that when we bend down to reach and grab something, we don't accidentally pull a muscle in the side or on the back. I'm going to do one more full circle all the way around and come back to my center position. Nice. All right. Check in with your body. Make sure that your body's nice and strong. Your knees are directly out from the hips. Ankles are directly below. Spine is nice and straight. Tuck that tailbone back. I'm going to hang on with my right hand to the chair. Left hand's going to come up and I'm going to lean over. Now that hip wants to lift up. Push it down and visualize it going down to the ground. As that arm is lifting up, you should feel a nice stretch all the way down. And this little ilium muscle that where the side connects to the hip is a nice stretch. And go ahead and bring that arm down. Go ahead and secure yourself by hanging onto the chair. Opposite hand comes up. And let's lean over. Again, if that hip raises up, push it down. Extend that arm up as the hip is pushing down. Feel that stretch all the way across. Feel that tightness right there. And bring that arm down. Let's do that stretch one more time on each side. I'm going to bring that arm up and lean over. And as we're leaning over, let's go ahead and take that same that same foot out and do a nice stretch across the body. And pull that leg back in, pull that arm back down. Nice. Let's do the other side. Nice secure position, hanging onto that chair and lean over. And let's take that same leg out. Nice stretch all the way across. And pull that arm down, pull that leg in. Nice, good job. We're going to warm up this core just a little bit by pushing it out, pulling it in, pushing out, pulling in. And again, we're not tilting the hips in and out, but we're actually pushing those muscles out, pulling those muscles in, pushing those muscles out, pulling them in. This is going to warm up this area, but it's also going to build these abdomen muscles. So let's push out for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Nice, good job. All right, we got someone coming in. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and warm up those legs. I'm just going to let my legs swing. Feet are going back and forth, nice and smooth movement. You can hang on. This isn't about working the core. This is just about getting some fluid in the hips and the knees. So I'm swinging my feet back and forth. And let's do some circles. And as you circle those feet, you might hear some popping. That's pushing any trapped air out of the kneecaps, allowing fluid to move in, lubricating those joints. I'm going to stop and change direction. All right, now let's do those ankles. So flex those toes towards you, point them towards me, and let's move those toes back and forth. Again, you might feel or hear some popping. That's just that trapped air. And let's do some circles. And other direction. All right, and let those legs rest. Okay, I think we're warmed up and ready to go. So we're going to do some exercises without weights. We're just going to use our body. I'm going to have you put your fists together, almost as if you're doing fist bumps with yourself. My arms are parallel with the ground. My elbows are not dropped down. They're nice and high. What we're going to do is we're going to imagine we have a rubber band wrapped around both our fingers. and we're gonna pull them apart. And so we're really pulling these muscles in the back together, opening up the chest. And then once you get as far as you can, you're gonna open those arms up. Bring those arms back to the fist bump. So we pull back, open up, bring those arms back and fist bump. Let's do 10 of these. 1, open up. 2, really feel those muscles on your back engaging. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release those arms. Nice. Now I'm going to take one arm and push it up. When that arm pushes up, my other arm is going to push down. And then I'm going to alternate. And you can visualize, if you want to visualize that you're pulling on a rope or something up above, maybe you've got a kettlebell down below, and you're going to pull and you're going to alternate sides. And then you're going to pull and alternate sides. Now we're going to do 10 of these, and then I'm going to add a challenge. But let's start with 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to center. All right, so we're going to add a challenge. So as this arm rises up, so this is my left arm coming up, I'm going to actually raise that opposite leg. So this is a little challenging because I'm actually alternating. And then as that hand comes down, that foot comes down, I'm going to switch, the other leg is going to come up. And so I've got almost like this marching cadence here. Arms are rising up and down in opposing direction, leg is raising up. And let's do 10 of these. If you need to adjust so that you have some movement, you can scoot up to the edge of your chair. And let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to center. Good job. All right. And now we're going to do a reach across our body. So I've got my hands on my hips. I'm going to take one hand, reach up. And then again, let's visualize that you're reaching towards something. Maybe there's a rope or something, and you're going to grab it and pull it back. Now, really visualize in your mind, right? Remember, whatever you're thinking, your body feels. Okay, I've got this heavy weight. I'm going to build this muscle. And so we're going to reach across, pull it down. Reach across the other side, pull it down. And we'll do this for a count of 10. 1, pull it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. Nice. All right. So now I'm going to add a challenge here. So now as we reach across, I'm going to use my left arm, my left foot's going to come out, and then I'm going to pull it together. Now we could alternate. Yeah, I think we could do that. Let's do 10 and we'll alternate. So I'm going to scoot my chair back so I've got lots of mobility in my legs. And so we're going to reach and step out at the same time. Be careful, I don't want your chair slipping out from underneath you. Make sure you're nice and secure. 1, pull it back. 2, pull it back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, pull it back. Nice, awesome job. I can really feel my lateral muscles working here. Okay, so my next move, I'm gonna push my arms out, pull them back. Push out, pull them back. Now we kind of did a pull back before, and you can feel those back muscles pulling together. I also want you to feel these muscles on the back of your arm pulling back. So you really are engaging these back muscles. So let's push and pull for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pull it back. Really engage those muscles. All right, so let's add a little bit more of a challenge. As I push out, one leg's gonna push up and I'm gonna pull it back. Opposite leg comes up as I go out again. And so as I'm pushing, the foot comes out, it goes down, opposite out. And we'll do this for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. Awesome, nice job. All right, we got one more exercise without our weight. We're gonna go ahead and put our arms up in cactus mode here, or goddess, however you want to call this. And let's just warm up the spine just a little bit more. I'm gonna turn to the left and turn to the right. And let's do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to center. Leave those arms up. Now we're going to tilt to one side to the other. So I'm going to tilt and bring my body up. Tilt, bring it up. If you're tilting and you feel your body lifting up, then maybe you're tilting a little too far. Tilt only as far as you feel comfortable without the body starting to shift. And so maybe your tilt is just a slight tilt. That's okay. And let's do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up. I know your arms are getting tired. We've got one more move. Leave them in this cactus or goddess. Let's squeeze them together. Pull them apart. Really visualize you have a big ball in front of you that you're having to squeeze. You should feel some resistance. And then visualize you've got this tight cord around your hands and you're having to pull it apart. And let's do this for 10. 1, squeeze, pull apart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Really squeeze together, pull it apart. All right, let those arms rest. Woo, good job. Oh, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our weights. Go ahead and locate your weights, your water bottles, cans of food. You can also do this without weights. These exercises are still powerful even if we don't have weights in our hands. I'm gonna start with our bicep curls. So I've got one weight in each hand. My palms are facing up towards you and I'm resting them on my knees. As I do my bicep curls, my whole arm does not come up. I keep this top part isolated. From the elbow down, I curl up and back down. And we're gonna do 3 sets. Our first set will be a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Curl up and down. Nice. We're going to take just a short break from our reps. And we're going to do an additional move here. I'm going to have you open those hands, curl those hands back up. So I'm just adding a little bit of movement in my wrist. So let's do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's move to our next repetition of biceps, and this one's going to be for a count of 8. I'm going to add an additional movement here. So we're going to curl those weights up and lift those elbows up. Lower those elbows down and back to the beginning. And we'll do this for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really getting some mobility in those shoulders. 7, 8. And back down, nice. Now let's do our wrists again. Let's go ahead and open up those hands and close them. We'll do this for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and close those grips. We have one more set. This one's going to be for a count of 6, and we're going to add that last movement, and I'm sure you figured that out. We're going to curl up, open up those elbows, open up those arms, and then bring it back to the start. And we'll do this for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice big arms, bring it back and down, nice. All right, we're going to do bicep curls again. This time we're going to take those palms and face them towards each other. So now my palms are facing each other, my weights are resting on my knees. So I'm going to curl up just the bottom part of my arm, touching my shoulders, and bring it back down. We'll do 3 sets, starting with 10. 1, push, push, visualize you're pushing down. 2, push down. 3, 4, really push. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Push down. Awesome. Nice. All right. So we're going to do another wrist workout here. My palms are facing each other. I'm just going to open them up and close them. Open and close, and we'll do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. That was a little harder. If it feels like it's too much, just do as many as you're able. We're really working those tiny, tiny muscles in the wrist. All right. So our next bicep curl is for a count of 8. We're going to add a movement. Bring those weights up, and then we're going to push up towards the ceiling, drop them back down, and then push that resistance down. We'll do this for 8. 1, up towards the ceiling, and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and push. All right. I'm going to do that wrist again, just flaring out, bringing them back. Again, do as many as it feels comfortable. We don't want to push these little tiny muscles too hard. We'll do this for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back. Those are really subtle moves, but really powerful. All right, so our last bicep curls for a count of 6. We're gonna curl up, push up towards the ceiling, and then just lower down. And we at the start again. And we'll do this for a count of 6. 1, push it up, straight arms down, tuck that tailbone. You're really engaging those lower back muscles. 2, tuck that abdomen nice and tight. 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one, nice and strong, nice and slow, lower it down, tuck that abdomen, tuck that lower back, and release, and let them go all the way down so those weights are hanging next to you. Nice and relaxed, relax those shoulders, check in with your body. I'm gonna do our airplane arms, and so I'm gonna raise those arms up and release back down. And I'm gonna do this for a count of 10. And you're welcome to lean back if you need a little more support today, or you can come to the front of the chair if you want your core to do a lot of the heavy lifting. And we're gonna lift up for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it for a moment. Push that energy in both directions. Ooh, I can feel that in the deltoids. And slowly lower down and release. Nice. All right, if you need to loosen up those muscles, go ahead and give them a wiggle. Our next repetition is going to be for 8, and I'm going to add just a slight variation. I'm going to lift those arms up, and then I'm going to twist. And so you've got a nice rotation of the shoulders. And then I twist it back and lower back down. And we'll do this for a count of 8. 1, twist them towards the ceiling, and back down. 2, 3, really stretching that bicep muscle as you twist. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. Nice. Whew, all right. Just that extra little twist really adds a lot of dynamic to that move. Our next move is going to be for a count of 6, and we're going to add one more variation. So we're going to raise those arms up, twist, bring them up as if we're doing jumping jacks, lower back down, twist, and all the way to the start. And we'll do this for a count of 6. If this hurts your shoulders going all the way up, you can just hold it here until we catch up and lower back down. And we'll do this for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, nice. I see a lot of good flexibility out there. 4, 5, 6, and all the way down. Nice. Go ahead and set those weights down just so you can shake those arms out, shake out those shoulders, make sure there isn't any tightness. Don't let that relax. Shake out those wrists, those arms. You worked them really hard on these last couple moves. All right. So our next move is going to be up over our head, and we're going to be focusing on this back muscle. And so what we're going to do is bring those weights up above our head. We're going to drop them, and then we're going to lift them up. So the exercise is actually starting in this lower position and pushing up towards the ceiling. I have both my weights in my hands. You can use one weight if that feels more comfortable, or you don't have to use a weight at all. But the focus is on this tricep, this muscle right back here. And so let's go ahead and begin 3 repetitions, starting with a count of 10. Lift those weights up to the starting position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. All right, check those shoulders. We have 2 more repetitions. Let's raise them back up, drop them to the starting, and let's do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back down. All right. All right, check in with those shoulders. Make sure they're staying nice and relaxed. Also make sure that you're tucking that tailbone, protecting that lower back, keeping the abdomen nice and strong. 1 more set. Raise them up, drop them down. This one's for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back to the starting position. Nice. We're going to give our arms just a little bit of break, and let's move to our core. And so I've got my weights, 1 in each hand. I'm going to put my hands together, and I'm going to rest them to one side of my body. And then I'm going to lift them up and transfer them to the other side. Now, as I do this, my arms are out nice and long, all the way to my knees, if not a little past. But look, my back is still nice and straight. Don't let the back lean forward. Don't round the back. Back is nice and straight as we lift up. And so the muscles that I'm using are my core muscles and my side muscles. And so visualize these front muscles doing all this lifting. And let's lift for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all the way across and back to the start. All right. So when I had my arms out straight, I was really engaging a lot of the muscles in the back. I'm going to have my muscles my weights close to me. So now they're tucking against my hip here. And I'm going to shift them from one side of the hip to the other side. And so now I'm engaging these front muscles a little bit more, not so much pressure on the lower back. And let's do this for a count of 10. We'll start on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to the center. Awesome. Our next move is going to be really twisting. So we're really going to try to pass this to someone behind us, bring it back to the front and pass it behind us again. So now these muscles on the side, almost curling around the back, are going to have to be engaged for that full twist. So let's go ahead and pass it to the person behind us for a count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to the front. Awesome. All right. So we felt a little bit of tug on the lower back. Let's go ahead and work this lower back. And I'm going to do that by extending my arms out, and I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to pull my body up with my arms still in that outward position. So I'm just tilting at the hips, back and forth, arms out, almost as if they're immobile. They're just stuck in this position, almost like a teeter-totter. Tuck that tailbone, use these glutes, use these hamstrings to raise that body up. And let's do 10 lifts. Let's go ahead and put the arms out, and then we're going to lean down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, tuck those glutes. 8, 9, 10, and release. Woo, good job. All right. We'll make sure we stretch that back out nice and good before we end today. Okay, so we gave the arms a little bit of a break. We're going to come back to those arms. We did these exercises at the start of our session without weights. Now we're going to add some weights. If it gets to be a little too much, you don't have to use the weights. It's an excellent exercise without. I'm going to bring those arms up into cactus, and let's go ahead and point those palms towards me. We're going to twist to the left and twist to the right, and we'll do this for 10. Now we have some weights here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to center. Keep those weights up there. I know those arms are barking, right? This is tough. We're going to do our tilt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, back up, and go ahead and set those weights down. Woo, nice, good job. We're going to shake those arms out. Great job there. All right, let's do our wood choppers. And so I'm going to I've got one weight in each hand. I'm going to rest them on one hip. I'm going to use my left arm to open up and chop that wood down. And I'll do 10 on the left and 10 on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big chop there. All right, let's switch hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice big chop. Nice. Let's bring those weights back to the original hip. I'm going to do that same move, only now I'm going to move both my hands together. I still want that diagonal move across my body, so both arms move up and both arms go down. Make sure you've got a nice angle here. Now let's do this for 10. 1, 2, 3. Keep that abdomen tight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and all the way down. Nice. All right, let's switch hips. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way down. All right, good job. We're going to do our reverse fly. So I'm actually scooting up to the edge of my chair. I've got one weight in each hand. I'm going to drop those weights down. And if you can see me from the side, they're kind of going under my legs. If you're able to reach this position, that's good. You can also have them resting on your thigh. That's okay too. I'm going to pull these weights open. And so visualize that not only do I have these weights that are in my hands, but my weights are tied to strings or cables. And I really have to pull them up and pull them back down. And let's do 10 reverse flies. 1, pull them down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice and big. Pull them back down. Awesome. Our next set, I'm going to add a variation. We're going to pull them apart, up, and then let's open up and bring them back down. So just a little additional move here, opening up that chest before we pull them back down. And we'll do this for a count of 8. 1, pull them up, open, and pull them down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice and big. Open up and pull it back down. And come back to the start. Nice. If you need to shake that out, go ahead. It's funny what just a little bit of an opening can really do to engage all those muscles. One more set. Last one's going to be for a count of 6. Go ahead and lean forward. Arms are resting. Let's do 6 of these. Arms nice and big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice and big. Open up and bring it back to sitting. All right. Let's go ahead and set these weights down. Make sure you set them back out of the way where your feet might touch them. And go ahead and shake those shoulders out, shake those arms out. That was a great workout. I really worked these muscles on the top of the shoulders, the arms, and the back of the arms right here. Okay, let's do a little bit more on the core here. I'm going to put my hands up on my shoulders, and I'm going to do alternating knees to elbows. This is our crunch, and we're going to go ahead and do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. Same similar move, only my arms are out now. I'm going to touch my toe, alternating, and let's do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. Go ahead and rest those hands. I'm actually going to put both hands on my chair. I'm going to do a crunch this time, lifting up both knees together and back down. If you need to lean back, go ahead and lean back against the chair. That's okay. You're still engaging that core. Hands hang on as you lift those knees up. If you want a little bit more of a workout on the core, bring that body up. You're still probably going to need your hands as a counterbalance. And let's lift up for a count of 10. 1, not too fast, we're not bouncing. 2, we're lifting using that core. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Nice. All right. I'm going to lift one knee up and not just kicking out, but I'm actually going to flex my toe and visualize that I'm pushing with the sole of my foot, bringing it up and back down. So I push out, bring it back, push out. So really work on this heel, on this sole, pushing out. And we're going to do 10 on one side, 10 on the other side. So I'm going to move up just so I have a little bit more room. My hands are here to make sure that I'm not slouching. They help keep my back nice and straight. Now let's do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. Nice. I can really feel the top of my thigh working on that move there. My hips are engaged too. Let's do the other side. Keep that body upright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it back and down. Nice. All right. So I really worked these thighs here. I'm going to continue working these thighs, but now I want to loosen up these hips. A lot of times we get stiff in the hips, and that stiffness causes us to walk kind of funny. We kind of walk with a crooked gait because our hips are so tight. So this move here helps to loosen up those hip joints. And so I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm just going to take one foot and rotate it out and rotate it back in. And you really feel these hips working. Now let's do 10 on the left and 10 on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, I can feel that leg working. Let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and bring it back. Nice. All right. And so now we're going to move both those legs together out and bring them back in. And so I've got my hands holding my body nice and still, and let's do 10. 1, bring it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, bring it back and relax. Nice. All right. All right. Those were really hard on the lower back, so we're going to stretch that lower back out. My feet are flat on the ground. My legs are straight out in front of me. I'm just going to let my body lean forward. Don't let the back round. So as I tilt forward, my back stays straight. Don't let the back round. That's really going to stretch these muscles across the top of the back. We want to stretch these hips in the lower back so the back stays straight, and just lean all the way forward as far as you can. And once you can't go anymore, go ahead and let those hands drop, let the head drop. And walk those hands back up. Nice. We're going to do another stretch forward, only now we're going to get a little deeper. I'm going to do that just by opening up our legs a bit. And now I've got more space so I can get down just a little deeper. I'm going to take it nice and slow. Go ahead and just rest your elbows on your knees first. Drop that belly down the center. You should feel a nice stretch on the inside of the thighs, just leaning this far. Once you can't go any further, go ahead and let those hands drop, let those head and shoulders hang loose. And go ahead and bring those arms back up to the knees. I'm going to leave my elbows on my knees just for a bit. I want to get more of a stretch on the inside of my legs. So I'm going to take those hands, push those legs apart. If you need to roll up onto the side of your foot to get a bigger opening, that'll help open up that space so we get a nice stretch on the inside of the thighs. If this is not enough, you can move up and use your hands to push those legs apart. And then you have the weight of your body settling back down, getting a nice stretch on the inside of those thighs. And go ahead and bring that body all the way up. Bring those legs back together. We're going to do our figure 4 stretch. I'm going to take my right ankle, set it on my left knee. Body still nice and upright. Remember that exercise when we lifted those rib cages up, lift that rib cage up, creating some space in here. And we're going to lean forward. Again, don't let the back round, the back is straight, tilt at the hips. For some of you, just looking down at the ground might be enough. Some of you might have a lot more flexibility, maybe your leg is straight. You should feel a nice stretch in the hip on the leg that's raised. And bring the body up. We're going to do this again. This is such a great stretch to open up the hips. Breathe in, lift that rib cage up, and let's exhale, pivoting forward, tilting at the hips. Maybe you can get a little deeper the second time. And bring that body back up. Nice. With our legs still crossed, I'm just going to let it drop, but keep it crossed. Let's do a nice spinal twist. And so I'm going to grab the back of my chair and look behind me. And come back forward. Let's twist in the opposite direction. And bring your body back forward. Nice. Go ahead and untwist that leg. Let's do the other side. And so that left ankle rests on the right knee. Lift that rib cage up as you lean forward. You should feel a stretch in that hip on the raised leg. And bring your body upright. We're going to do that one more time. Lift those rib cages up and tilt forward. This is a great move to do before you go to bed. It'll help with more restful sleep because it lets go of a lot of the tension that we hold in our hips. And bring your body up. Leave your leg crossed. I'm just going to let it drop. Let's do a spinal twist going the opposite twist. And go ahead and look behind you. And come back forward. Let's twist the other direction. And come back forward. Nice. Go ahead and untwist those legs. Let's get a little bit wider stance here. We're going to bring those arms up over our head, reach up towards the ceiling, and let's tilt or twist towards one leg, and let's lower over that leg. I'm going to walk my hands across to the other leg and bring those arms up towards the ceiling. Let's do that 2 more times. So let's turn towards that same leg all the way down. Walk across and bring those arms up. One last time in this direction. And bring those arms up. All right, leave those arms up high. Now let's face the opposite leg. We're going to go down and bring those hands across. Arms up. 2 more times. Arms up. Last time in this direction. And walk your hands across. Bring those arms up. Leave those arms up nice and high. Go ahead and pull those legs together. I'm going to lean forward. My legs are now straight. You might have to adjust your body just a bit. Do be careful. I don't want the chair sliding out from underneath you. My feet are flat just to keep me nice and secure. And I'm just going to lean forward with straight legs. Now my stretch is at the calves, a little bit lower. If you feel comfortable and your chair is not too unstable, you can flex those toes. And that's going to add more of a stretch on the back of the leg. And then point those toes. And go ahead and flex. And walk your body back up. All right, good job. Let's do one flow exercise as we pull down and stretch our body out. Then we're going to go ahead and put our hands at prayer position in front of us. Interlace those fingers. Push those palms towards me. Raise those palms up overhead. Push them up towards the ceiling. And now let's pull them back so you feel a nice stretch across your back. Push the chest out. Now I'm going to let those hands drop I'm still pulling my shoulder blades together. I'm going to lean my body forward. Palms are now facing up. Lift those palms up towards the ceiling. Now I'm going to drop those palms, brush across the floor as I bring my body up. Now my hands are reaching up towards the ceiling. And bring your hands back to prayer. So just a nice little stretch there. So we'll go ahead and do that again. I know it was difficult to go through it when you weren't able to see me the entire time. So interlace those fingers, push them out. And as you push them out, get an additional stretch across your back. Go ahead and round that back. Feel that stretch all the way across your back. And now I'm going to raise my hands up, pushing up. Now I'm going to pull my back, open up my chest. So now I'm stretching in the opposite direction. If this feels good, you can let your head drop back. And bring that head back up. Separate those arms. Try to touch those shoulder blades. My hands are going to stay out as my body leans forward. Palms now facing up towards the ceiling. Push those palms up towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch across your shoulders, across your back. All right, drop those hands. They brush across the ground, all the way up towards the ceiling. Reach up and drop those hands back down. Nice, all right. One last stretch. Go ahead and lean back against your chair. Palms are out, facing me. I'm going to rotate my shoulders back so I'm up above my chair. I'm going to let my head drop. Get a nice stretch across my back and my chest. And go ahead and bring your body back up. I'm going to bring my arms out like airplane arms, and my palms are facing you, nice and wide. Pull them back as far as you're able to, and then let that head drop back. And bring that body back up. One last stretch. Arms up high, lean back against the chair. Let those hands